Hello and welcome to Inside the Paint, where each week we take a look at all the upcoming British Basketball League action. My name is Tahir Hajat and I'm joined by former London Lions Azania Stewart and now current London Lion Jordan Taylor. Up first, we're going to be having a look at the Molten Player of the Month Award and the Molten Cadle Coach of the Month Award. And we have the results right here, and we're going to go one by one. We're going to start with the Player of the Month. I believe that's you, Azania.
It's me, yes.
And I believe we have the top three. Yes. So I think you're going to go 3, 2, 1. It's almost like come dine with me. Okay. All right, let's give it a go.
Okay, starters.
Yes.
Is Jalen Pipkins.
Okay.
Done very well, yes. Yeah. In second is Matt Morgan, your teammate. And then drum roll is Aaron Rowe with 60% of the votes. He's the winner.
Well, there you have it. Aaron Rowe, rightly deserved, and fantastic start to the season from him. Everybody was excited to see the transition from playing National League Division 1 to playing in the British Basketball League, and there you have it. First player of the month goes to Aaron Rowe. Right, JT, it's your honour now, and I know what you're hoping to pull out of there, but that might not be the case. It is the Kevin Cadle Coach of the Month
Anything
award.
else is highway robbery, but here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Third place with 12% of the vote, Petr Bozic, London Lions. Number 1 in my heart, coach. Number 2 with 15%, Mark Studel. And drum roll again. Thank you. With 73% of the vote, number 1, Coach Ben Thomas. Got the Cheshire Phoenix looking good.
Yeah, he has got the Cheshire Phoenix looking fantastic. And, of course, the Cheshire Phoenix fans must have been voting in their droves. Look, a great award for both of those and a great award for the Cheshire Phoenix. And why has Ben Thomas won the first Coach of the Month title?
Well, I think they started off strong, right? Beating Leicester Riders. I think that was a massive upset, huge win. They put up 110 points, and they're doing really well in the season. They're 2-2, had a few ups and downs, but solid from him so far.
I think first off, you got to shout out what he's done in the offseason. Just recruiting, bringing in a guy like Aaron Rowe. He lost some good players in Larry Austin and some other guys. So to be able to replace those guys, and he's got them playing very, very hard. We played them last week. They're physical. They're tough. They space the floor well. They move the ball. They're unselfish. And, they definitely bought into what he's selling.
Well, is Aaron Rowe a matchup nightmare? Because, I mean, if you're a guard trying to match up with him, he just backs you down in the post. And then if you're a big trying to match up with him, he just pulls you out on the wing and goes by you. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, he gave us our whole team problems. He had 20 on us, 8 for 13 shooting. Dante Grantham's one of the better defenders in the league, I think. I'd like to take pride in my defense as well as Tariq Phillip. He's just got a really good feel for the game. I think he hit Tariq with a drop step, and then I was waiting on it. He came back with a turnaround fadeaway over the right shoulder, so he's very good at reading the game.
Well, look, this Thursday night, the Surrey Scorchers travelled up to Scotland to take on the Caledonia Gladiators in their brand new arena. Let's take a look at what happened. Well, the Caledonia Gladiators came out fighting, starting off by going on a 6-point run. But Surrey quickly got their head in the game and went on their own scoring of 7 points in quick succession. Caledonia wasn't going to let this continue during the opening night at the amphitheatre and closed out the quarter leading 22-15. Surrey took advantage of Caledonia's many turnovers in the second quarter, going bucket for bucket with the Gladiators. But the Scorchers couldn't pull ahead of Caledonia's lead, and the first half finished 46-38. Surrey fought hard for offensive rebounds and second chance points, cutting down the lead to just 3 at the end of the third. But the Scorchers couldn't build on this, and the Gladiators hung onto their lead, withstanding Surrey's ongoing attacks in the paint, and the Caledonia Gladiators secured the win with MVP Trent Buttrick. Well, as we all know, the Caledonia Gladiators with a win in their first new arena outing, 86-79 against the Surrey Scorchers. On Friday, 2 games for you. The Bristol Flyers taking on the B-Brawn Sheffield Sharks. Newcastle Eagles host the Leicester Riders. On Saturday, just the 1 game, Surrey Scorchers take on the exciting Cheshire Phoenix. And on Sunday, a trio of British Basketball League action. It's a Super Sunday. Sheffield Sharks versus Eagles at 2:50. London Lions at home to the Manchester Giants at 4:20. 7:20 p.m. And the Plymouth City Patriots take on the Bristol Flyers in a Southwest derby at 5:50 p.m. all live on the YouTube channel. On Friday, we are being treated to 2 games. To start, the Bristol Flyers will host the Sheffield Sharks at the SGS College Arena. Bristol is 1-3 losses so far this season, which is a big change from the 3rd place finish they had at the end of last season. So, what has been going wrong for Bristol so far this season?
Well, I think it's tough for them. We're high expectations for them. But for me, what's going right is Brad Green. I love a post player. Is just strong, is scoring double digits. And I think they could just build off that. It's a long season, right? We can't go off these 3-4 games. So hopefully they can just bounce back and win this next game.
Well, our game on Friday will see the Leicester Riders travel to Virtu Motors Arena to take on the Newcastle Eagles. These are 2 teams with a decade-long rivalry. They both have 2 wins and 1 loss so far this season. And former Newcastle Eagle Drew Lasker, it's time to ask you, who do you think will come out on top?
Well, guys, I'll tell you what, I'll be there front row. You got Leicester Riders who started off the season a little bit shaky, but the best thing for a young team is to get on the road. So you saw the difference that made being at Bristol, and now they come into Virtu Motors Arena to a Newcastle team that's where the pressure is beginning to mount as they lost a game at home to Cheshire, and then they give a game away in Europe. So an intriguing matchup, and I can't wait to be there with my popcorn, guys.
Well, Drew will be there with his popcorn. Where will this rider be? And Rowe, do you agree with Drew Lasker?
Be on comms for this game, and Drew Lasker's going to be eating his popcorn. Very disappointed in a Newcastle Eagles loss. I think the Leicester Riders just formulating at the right time. Really interesting to see that point guard matchup though between Xavier Pinson and Jordan Johnson.
Well, there you go, the thoughts of Ant Rowe. On Saturday, the Cheshire Phoenix will travel to face the Surrey Scorchers. Cheshire have walked away from September with both Coach and Player of the Month titles. Meanwhile, Surrey has yet to win a game. We had Coach Lloyd in the studio last week watching the London Lions Cheshire game. Do you think he was searching for any weaknesses to exploit?
I think coaches are always searching for weaknesses, man. And unfortunately, like Drew and like Ant, they don't get to watch with popcorn, but they always got a keen eye on the game. And I think they're always just noticing little things about the game, whether they're watching, with their kids or in studio or whatever it is.
It's a dual win-win for him. He gets to commentate, he gets to scout. Well, on Sunday, we have a day of rematches, starting out with the Sheffield Sharks and the Newcastle Eagles. Last time they faced off, Newcastle walked away with a 79-72 victory. But this time, they'll be playing in Sheffield's brand new arena. Now, once again, another new arena. How important is the home court advantage for the Brebrawn Sheffield Sharks?
Well, we've seen Caledonia win their home court opening. I think for Sheffield, I think this is important for them to come out with energy. But, it's going to be a tough gig. And I just think anyone right now has to be ready with any opponent. You can't take anyone for advantage,
Well, the second game will see the Manchester Giants travel to the capital to take on the London Lions at the Copper Box. When Manchester last played the Lions, they lost by 39 points. I'm not going to ask you, JT. Azania.
Wasn't it 40?
Making it up now. Azania, what can Manchester change to keep up with London for the full 4 quarters?
I think what Manchester can change is just calm down and play a solid game. I think they get so emotionally high. They're always, as you say, slapping their head top. We commentated that game. I just think they're so full of energy and it just can't last. And I think if they can just kind of keep that even kill and get over the finish line. They're playing great basketball. Anderson, incredible seasons to start. So hopefully they can get a good win.
One way they can catch you is because you guys have got an extremely busy schedule. I know you played last night when we were recording this at this moment in time. You've got some tired legs right now. How's the schedule going to affect this, game?
Who knows? Who knows? It's tough to say, but like you said, we do have a lot of games. That's mental fatigue, and it's mental discipline on our part to be able to play Wednesday, play Saturday, play Tuesday, whatever the schedule may look like. And we're deep. We're built with a lot of talent from 1 to 13, and we get Kareem and Sam Decker back here soon. So we're just reloading. That's all.
Well, I don't want to be biased. I am a London Lion at heart, but you asked me about Manchester Giants, so. Just letting you know.
There we go. We've got to keep it fair in the studio. Well, to finish off the week, we're being treated to a Southwest derby, good old Southwest derby, when the Bristol Flyers take on the Plymouth City Patriots at the Pavilions. Plymouth is coming off a win against Sheffield. Do you think they have the momentum now, getting off the ground to do what it takes to to take on a teetering Bristol Flyers?
Yeah, I'm glad they bounced back because their first game of the season was truly awful. I felt like they had to go back to the drawing board, and to see them bounce back and get that win, now they can get themselves going. So good start from them, but I need more.
Well, listen, two guys from the Plymouth City Patriots that give a lot. Mason Faulkner and TJ Atwood. I know you could appreciate their attributes.
Absolutely. Both of them are extremely talented players, but for me, it's Elvisi Dusha. He's the one who's gonna lead them. Again, similar to myself, I'm always gonna point out the floor generals, man, the floor commanders, as you guys told me, to give a little British reference. But those are the guys that are always gonna to push the team and do that. And Bristol will be a tough challenge, but hopefully Plymouth can get this thing going the right way.
Well, if you don't want to miss any of the action, please do remember to subscribe and like the British Basketball League YouTube channel. That's it from us guys here in the studio. We'll see you next time.